Command and control regulation. When the United States started passing comprehensive environmental laws in the late 1960s and early 1970s, a typical law specified how much pollution could be emitted out of a smokestack or a drainpipe and imposed penalties if that limit was exceeded. Other laws required the installation of certain equipment, for example, on automobile tailpipes or on smokestacks to reduce pollution. These types of laws, which specify allowable quantities of pollution and which also may detail which pollution control technologies must be used, fall under the category of command and control regulation. In effect, command and control regulation requires that firms increase their costs by installing anti-pollution equipment. Firms are thus required to take the social costs of pollution into account. Command and control regulation has been highly successful in protecting and cleaning up the U.S. environment. In 1970, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, was created to oversee all environmental laws. In the same year, the Clean Air Act was enacted to address air pollution. Just 2 years later, in 1972, Congress passed and the President signed the far-reaching Clean Water Act. These command and control environmental laws, and their amendments and updates, have been largely responsible for America's cleaner air and water in recent decades. However, economists have pointed out 3 difficulties with command and control environmental regulation. First, command and control regulation offers no incentive to improve the quality of the environment beyond the standard set by a particular law. Once the command and control regulation has been satisfied, polluters have zero incentive to do better. Second, command and control regulation is inflexible. It usually requires the same standard for all polluters, and often the same pollution control technology as well. This means that command and control regulation draws no distinctions between firms that would find it easy and inexpensive to meet the pollution standard or to reduce pollution even further, and firms that might find it difficult and costly to meet the standard. Firms have no reason to rethink their production methods in fundamental ways that might reduce pollution even more and at lower cost. Third, command and control regulations are written by legislators and the EPA, and so they are subject to compromises in the political process. Existing firms often argue, and lobby, that stricter environmental standards should not apply to them, only to new firms that wish to start production. Consequently, real-world environmental laws are full of fine print, loopholes, and exceptions. Although critics accept the goal of reducing pollution, they question whether command and control regulation is the best way to design policy tools for accomplishing that goal. A different approach is the use of market-oriented tools, which are discussed in the next section. Key concepts and summary. Command and control regulation sets specific limits for pollution emissions and/or specific pollution control technologies that must be used. Although such regulations have helped to protect the environment, they have 3 shortcomings. They provide no incentive for going beyond the limits they set. They offer limited flexibility on where and how to reduce pollution, and they often have politically motivated loopholes. Thank you for watching BookTube channel. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe buttons to receive notifications about new contents.